KTN News, Nairobi.
Well, brace for heavy rains towards the end of the year. That story ushers us into the next segment where we get to know what exactly Kenyans are talking about on social media. Allow me to introduce my colleague from the digital desk, Raymond Budhe, who is joining us right here in studio. Ray, it's great to see you. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I can't complain. Yourself?
Niko salama.
Ni vizuri. Nimesikia mambo ni matatu, eh?
Mambo ni matatu. And you know, by the way, Jesse, every time I'm coming on this set, it
Yes.
must rain in the morning. I'm a kuona baridi. So today looks like I'm carrying blessings.
Well, it's blessings, eh? You're saying you're the rainmaker, eh?
No. I don't want to take that
I was
title.
about to take you to the Met department. Anyway, let's talk about what President William Ruto actually said that has Kenyans' tongues wagging. It's all to do with his clamp down on corruption, but his delivery of that particular message has definitely trended on social media. What's exciting Kenyans about it?
The president came out to say, of course, this was about the Mumias Sugar Company, in particular reference to the contractors who got the tender to run the company. And he said, mambo ni matatu. You're either in Kenya, you either leave Kenya, go to jail, or find a way to go to heaven. And this did not sit well with Azimio lawmakers, as well as the Law Society of Kenya, who have since called him out and told him to withdraw the statement. But he still remains, like you said earlier in the bulletin, he still remains very defiant, and he says he'll stop corruption by all means, protect public funds. And, you know, this comes at a time when there's a company called the First Choice Recruitment Agency, which is appearing before the Senate committee, relating to a scam, job scam. Also, it is alleged that they had orchestrated. There's been a lot of talk around this, because this also comes in the back of yet another scandal, that was the Finland scandal. That was over, I think, 1.1 billion shillings lost, public money lost. So there's a lot of talk about that corruption, but the president still insists that there's not going to be loss of public funds in any way. And he has been seen to say that, of course, coming off of his completed tour of development in the Western region.
Well, it's definitely a game of wait and see. He's definitely talked tough, but now we wait to see if he'll walk the walk in terms of clamping down on corruption. But it's also proper to know that LSK has definitely raised concerns around the rights, especially for those who might be found, you know, to have stolen public funds. Remember, you're innocent until proven guilty. And from a symbol of national unity, speaking in such words, it might send a shiver down their spine in the wrong way. Let's shift focus away from Mambo ni Matatu. Let's talk about what exactly is happening in Gabon. Within the last 24 hours, just yesterday, Kenyans woke up to news that the military has orchestrated a takeover. This coming just after the general election was held. I think it was on August 29th, and Ali Bongo was declared the winner. What is exciting Kenyans about this piece of news from that particular part of the African continent?
You know, people are saying mambo ni matatu in Gabon, which is very interesting, because President Ali Bongo, who was just recently elected, less than a week ago actually, he won the election, but the military came out and they took over and said, they announced that they have taken over the government. Now this comes at a time when also Zimbabwe was also having the election, and it has now been seen as a coup. Remember, Gabon is in the Western region, West African region, what is called the Sahel region. Now this region has witnessed a lot of coups. Of course, Burkina Faso, Niger being the most recent that has caught the attention of the Western countries and the international community as well. But it's interesting to note that President Ali Bongo has ruled for 14 years. He took over from his father, Ali Ron, and 14 years. I think that is one of the major points that the military has really anchored on. Of course, they have announced that the courts, the parliament, and both have been dissolved, and the results of the election have been nullified. And then there was a video that actually surfaced online of President Ali Bongo calling for the international community to come to his aid. And it's interesting because this particular video was in English. Gabon is a largely French-speaking country. Netizens are now questioning whether it is actually, it is an uprising against the dynasty, or is it just the effect of, Russian forces against France? Remember, France, these are countries that are colonies of, previous colonies of France. And you see, Russia has declared support for this military uprising in the region. So Kenyans and international community online are questioning whether it's really an uprising against the dynasties, or is it just the effect of Russia against France?
Okay, I definitely came across that message from Ali Bongo asking the world to make noise about what's happening in Gabon, but it definitely seems like a wave is spreading across the Sahel region. We wait and see what the African Union will do in terms of a response, because we definitely saw what they did in the Niger country after military takeover not too long ago. Away from that, back to the country, and it's all to do with the El Nino that is coming. Kenyans have been told to be ready. That's according to the weatherman. And at the end of the year, we'll definitely experience high amounts of rainfall.
Yes.
What's good about this?
I think Kenyans have for so long been waiting for these rains. But the fact that they're coming in El Nino form is something that should be alarming. We are expecting, you also read that we are expecting some landslides. This is from October to December. We wait to see. We're also waiting for the bumper harvest that was being largely publicized by political leaders and agricultural experts. So we wait to see. But Kenyans stand advised for the El Nino rains that will be expected in October and December. There's not yet a complete report on where the rains will be heavily prevalent, but the weatherman says they'll be distributed across the country. So we can expect very heavy rains between those 3 months, October, November, and December of this year.
Especially for those who are in the low-lying regions.
Oh, yes.
They should brace themselves for